Let me turn that off for a second. Hello. Welcome to the Catching Up with Kate podcast, or I guess we're catching up late with Kate today because it's Tuesday and not Monday. Depends what side of the world you hail from, though, because it could be Monday for you, so technically still on time, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so today's episode is a weird one because kind of gonna get a little bit deep and personal for a moment, probably like an hour or so. Just an hour of me yapping about my personal business. Oh, it's not working. Ha ha! Woo! I brought the childhood keyboard back. I don't know if you can really hear that. That's pretty awful. Yeah, so hello. This is not good. My laptop's doing this thing where it like turns on then shuts off kind of, and I was fixing it before I started. So that's fun. Okay, can I do... Yeah, it's still doing it. Fuck. Yay, this is the fun episode, guys. Happy Halloween, everybody. Do I acknowledge what I'm wearing, or do we move past it? Do you want to know what I'm wearing and why I'm wearing it? Okay. Picture this, alternate universe moment. Belle Delphine, Naruto, Sugar Glider. Yeah, this is my costume. My cats are fucking playing. They're not fighting, they're playing. Yeah, I'm a sugar glider, man. I'm a sugar glider with pink hair and a Naruto headband. What? It insists upon itself, you know? The artistry of my costume, it insists upon itself. Why the fuck does the audio keep, like, go away? I know, this fucking Surface Book is, like, so old, bro. Yeah, it's turning off again. Why is it? Is it not charged enough? Maybe it's not. Oh, and there goes my lighting. Hold on. I'm like one episode away from just doing the pod on my computer. Alright, it's charging. Oh. And there we go. Okay. Everything's fine. So I'm also really super phlegmy because hay fever. That is God, the hay fever's been just so bad lately. I don't know why. It wasn't this bad last year, I'm telling you. I was looking through some of my old videos that are recorded back this time, October last year, back when I was like streaming, still streaming. Yeah, and even in the video then I was like, damn, hay fever, but it wasn't that bad. I don't think. Maybe I'm just like, you know, recency bias. It's a little psychological term for you there. Recency bias. I haven't even tested the microphone. I don't even know if this is like working. So yeah, we'll see what happens, eh? This is the excitement of my podcast. You never know how it's gonna go. Yes, procedure entry point, blah 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 blah. Discord. I don't know why, but Discord is like an actual virus on this computer. Discord has done unimaginable harm to me. Power. Restart. Anyway, let's put the keyboard back on. Ha ha. Woo. Okay, let's actually get to some substance here. Let's like stop fucking around, I guess. Yeah, so low-key jealous of all the people who've been doing Halloween costumes this year, but because I have seen so many really creative costumes on TikTok, and Halloween TikTok is my favorite time of the year, I'm telling you. There were these people who dressed up as paparazzi, and they also had some of them dress up as like fake security guards. And so they'd go up to like you know, people dressed up as like, I don't know, yeah, what's the guy in Hamilton? Thomas Jefferson, and they're like, Thomas Jefferson, over here, over here. And then they get the bodyguards to be like, whoa, give him some space. I love it. I love, love, love that. I think I just rolled my eyes back when I did that. Oh, okay, it seems to be working. Fingers crossed. Let's open up Firefox. God, why do I have so many tabs open? Wow, so weird. Alright, today's pod. It's opening. I need to do my timestamps, bro. So it's like, I need this. I need you to work, babe. Alright. 606 technical difficulties. Alright. So, Halloween. Awesome. I love the costumes. I love the videos that people are making. This year people have seemed to have really gone very like funny with it, you know? Like, I mean, I guess I can't really remember the past few Halloweens. Isn't that sad? I don't remember the last couple Halloweens. It's really sad for me, I think, because I love Halloween. But it's really hard liking Halloween as an Australian because all the fucking like old people suck. Oh my god, dude. If you don't know what it's like in Australia when it comes to like American traditions, Halloween is not even American. Like, it doesn't even come from America, mate. That's what I found out today. Hold on, let me fact check that real quick. Is how it apparently is an Irish tradition, as Halloween not American or something. I don't know, but I heard about that and I was like, that sounds weird because my whole life I've been told by Australians, old Australian idiots, that America is what made Halloween, and that's why we don't celebrate it, because it's an American holiday. And it's like, yeah, well, why the fuck do we celebrate Christmas then? Isn't Christmas fucking American as well, or something? Like, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's one thing that we're like, I mean, it makes sense though. Thanksgiving, that's like we have basically our own Thanksgiving, and that's Australia Day. And we do not celebrate Australia Day anymore. The young folk, we do not celebrate Australia Day. Okay, what is Halloween and how did it originate in the US? Okay, so it's not. Halloween Wikipedia page. I trust that. It's observed in many countries on the 31st of October. The eve of the Western Christian feast. I want to see. Give me just like, where does it come from? Christian origins. Well, Ireland is very Christian. I think. Yeah. Something like that. Very religious. Okay. Halloween is thought to have influences from Christian beliefs and practices. The English word Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve. Yeah. If you've ever heard of Van Helsing, you've heard of that. God, I love that movie. Okay, being the evening before the Christian holidays of All Hallows Day, All Saints Day on 1st of November. Pfft. Who the fuck is celebrating 1st of November, bruh? All Saints Day? I think I've only ever heard of Saints Day in anime. And I've had very religious friends before. I've never heard of fucking Saints Day before. And then there's All Souls Day on the 2nd of November. Okay. Since time of the early church. Why is early church blue? Paleo-Christianity? First Council of Nicaea in 325. Across the Roman Empire and beyond. Originally, okay, whatever. Major feasts in Christianity such as Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost. See, nobody's celebrating Pentecost, mate. Takes place on the 49th day of Easter. Mate, we don't use that calendar no more, mate. It had vigils that began the night before, as did the Feast of All Hallows. Okay, blah blah blah. Western Christians honor all saints and dude, are we talking about Halloween? Or are we talking about fucking saints, bro? What is this? Sorry, if my energy is like super off at the moment, I'm just feeling like, God, like the hay fever is making me itchy. And then I thought to myself, how can I make myself more itchy? And then I went, let's put on a wig today. This is why I don't wear wigs. I would wear wigs all the time, but it makes my skin so itchy. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person that happens to, but I wonder if there's like a way around it because I'm like super fucking itchy. And I don't have bed bugs. Alright. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III, from 731 to 741. Whoa, bro lived like 11 years? Wait. No, 10 years. Wait, bro was 10? No, he started his Pope residency in 731. I was like, he was 10 years old and he was Pope the Third. Well, I mean, that time period probably checks out. Okay. He founded an oratory in St. Peter's. St. Peter's. Okay. For the relics of the holy apostles and of all saints, martyrs, and confessors. This is boring. I'm bored. I don't want to read all this. This is a lot. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. Oh, Gaelic folk influence. Today's Halloween customs are thought to have been influenced by folk customs and beliefs from Celtic-speaking countries, some of which are believed to have pagan roots. Jack Santino, a folklorist, writes that there was throughout Ireland an uneasy truce existing between customs and beliefs associated with Christianity and those associated with religions that were Irish before Christianity arrived. Oh. The origins of Halloween customs are typically linked to the Gaelic festival Samhain. Samhain. Let me see how you say that right. Samhain or Samhain is a Gaelic festival on the 1st of November, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or darker half of the year. Okay. So it seems like, yeah, it is kind of like linked very like anciently to some Gaelic stuff. That's my people. That's my people. Early 20th century Irish Halloween mask displayed. Ooh. Wait, how do I show this? Okay. I'm gonna show you. This guys, this is it. An early 20th century Halloween mask from Ireland. Bring up closer for you? Yeah. That's cool. That's sick. Alright, let's put this puppy back on. Does it feel weird in here to you, or is it just me? I don't know. I feel weird today. I don't know what it is. It's oh, you know, it's a woman's intuition, right? Woman's intuition. Last night, me and Caleb were in bed, trying to go to sleep. That did not sound like sleeping noises. That sounded like we're about to be bombed kind of noises. Anyway, yeah, so I'm facing Caleb, and I'm like thinking to myself, I feel like he's gonna hit me in the face by accident, because it did happen once when he was asleep. He like rolled over and went like that, and I was facing him, and he hit me in the face. It wasn't bad enough that it even did anything, but it was still like, what the fuck? Ugh. And I was so tempted to roll over because I was like, he's gonna hit me in the face. I just know it. But then I said to myself, no, Catherine, you're being paranoid. You're being paranoid. Stop doing it. So, oh shit, I hope that wasn't bad. Sorry. God, what is wrong with me today? Anyway, so I'm like lying there and I'm like, I'm being paranoid. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not gonna let myself be fearful of being hit in the face again by accident. Obviously. Obviously. And he ended up hitting me in the face. Like literally seconds later. And he was obviously very apologetic about it and stuff, but I was just like, that's it. I'm turning over. This is ridiculous. I actually had the foresight to know it would happen, and it did. Woman's intuition, mate. Woman's intuition. It's crazy. Alright. Anyway, so let's stop beating around the bush and let's have a talk, guys. Let's have a really deep, meaningful. Oh, actually, before we do that, something else I want to get to. The AI episode that I wanted to do. I just thought I'd let you guys know that I'm what am I doing? Oh my god, do I have like dementia today or something? Right. I'm too bored of the AI thing to do it. Sorry. Sorry, guys. At the moment, I am too bored, and it has been postponed. It's also a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of other stuff on the sideline. Get this. I'm working on my Redbubble store. I'm making designs like every weekend, even on like weekdays. Yesterday I was making a new design, which I'm super excited about. It's so fun, and I'm really excited about it. And in doing the Redbubble stuff, I'm also doing Pinterest stuff. So I'm trying to make Pinterest pins to like get it out there and stuff. Because if you're like on Redbubble, you're planning to do like a Redbubble, like any print on demand kind of thing, you gotta know that like you have to put it out there. You have to put it out there. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on my store and hopefully someone buys something. That doesn't work, babe. That's not gonna be it. You have to do like your own marketing and stuff. And someone actually did buy one of my shirts yesterday, so I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, really? Really exciting. Woo, woo, woo. Anyway, that was really awesome, and I hope whoever bought that shirt enjoys it. It was my I Love Edging shirt. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll put a picture up so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so someone bought that, which made me go like, yes, let's make some more designs. It's really fun though. Like I just go into like Photoshop and I just like do some shit, and sometimes I just have like random ideas and I'm like, I just have to do this. And the cool thing about it is that it really is like no risk. You make a design, of course, work with if you're planning on commercializing it, you have to make sure that you can do that stuff. And you know, I don't know, I feel like most people don't have licensing for designs that they make. I feel like it's like everyone. Well, then there's some that are just like memes, which I don't know what the licensing is like for that. So, or it's like no one would do anything about it anyway. Like imagine you're making a shirt from like Pepe Frog. It's like, okay. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I would say anyway, if you're planning on doing it, just make sure you get fonts that are commercially licensed. That's what I do. Every font that I use, I have painstakingly gone through da font and picked out my favorite ones that are 100% free. Because you can get some that are for personal use and you can get some that are commercial use. You'd be surprised how many are out there. Anyway, enough about that, right? So that's my Redbubble stuff. I've been working on that lately. I'm also doing like a big Gwen drawing for League of Legends. Not for League of Legends. God no. It's Gwen from League of Legends, and I'm trying to do like a really big fan art of her, and then I want to sell it on like a shirt or something. I don't know, or like a print maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, that's like something I'm working on, and my patrons have all been very very patient with me, which I appreciate because I kind of took the month of October to do practice and just like try drawing anime art. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been really good. I I started off with anime art when I started my drawing journey, but then I kind of found out the hard way that you kind of need to have fundamentals before you start even trying to do anime art. So, yeah. We've been learning anyway. So, deep breaths here, guys. I want to talk about something that is not so funny because I think it's kind of funny the fact that I look like this and I'm going to talk about something that's like kind of serious. But I'm trying to do it because I believe it's important to share your experiences and share just like your journeys and stuff, not to sound like too cringe, but I think over the past year, this year, I've been quitting alcohol. I've been stopping alcohol consumption. I don't want to say that I was an alcoholic because I don't really feel. I don't know. I mean, it was interesting because when I went to therapy, my therapist was asking me about my relationship with alcohol. And I was telling her about how, back when I was in university and stuff, we had like an alcohol cabinet or something, or we just had like a place where alcohol was just stored. Because we would have these like Friday night movie nights with like mates and stuff. So we'd always be drinking. And, I was young, so I mean, we're all like young, but like everyone I was like hanging out with was like 3 years older than me or something, or maybe even like more than that. So they're all like kind of conscious at this point about like what they're doing to their bodies. Whereas for me, I was like, yo, I'm 20, I'm gonna drink, yeah. So sick. Anyway, um, yeah, and then when I was in uni that time, I would walk past because if you wanted to go to the kitchen, you had to walk past the living room, and every time you'd walk past it, you'd see the cabinet with all the alcohol, and there was plenty of times um when I looked at it and it was really fucking hard to just like resist having some because it was a hard time for many reasons. I ended my first like big relationship. Um yeah, I ended my first big relationship, or I was going through like a really tough time in the relationship, and then classes were really hard. I think in the second year of my degree was when I started to really think about like, oh, do I actually want to do this? Which is not a great time to be thinking about that in your degree. You kind of want to be contemplating that at like the beginning period because they do give you a grace period when you start where you can like defer or you can cancel it and you don't have to pay fees. Which is like it's okay, but at the same time, it's like the hardest part of the degree was second year, second and third year. I think by third year I felt more like I'm here, I'm gonna get this done, and I can manage my way out of whatever happens, right? I had a little bit more confidence by the third year. The second year was really hard because it was like a lot of programming, and I'm like literally illiterate when it comes to math. Oh my god, that just reminded me of a dream I had last night. I've been having a lot of weird dreams lately, like a lot. I'm telling you, I had a dream about the other night, I think on the weekend, I had a dream about Two Girls, One Cup, but I've never seen Two Girls, One Cup, and I just. It was so weird because it was like 9/11 and Two Girls, One Cup combined. I don't know. I'm not even thinking about those things. Like, genuinely, I don't know how this happened, but try to picture this. It's like a big fabric billboard, and it has one of the girls with a cup, and a plane fucking goes in and smashes right into it. And then a second billboard with a second girl with a second cup. Two girls. Wait, no, it's two girls, one cup. I think it was just a second girl, no cup. But it's like in the dream, I knew what it was. Like, I knew exactly what it was alluding to. It didn't matter that I've never seen it before. I was just like, that's two girls, one cup. And a second plane has just hit the second girl. I can't believe this. But it wasn't like real people. It was like billboard things or something. What is that? Can anyone from like dreaminterpretations.com like contact me about that? Because that is fucking weird. So bizarre. And then I had another dream, but I don't. Yeah, I had another dream last night, which was about math, and I was taking like a test, and it was like fine maths on the first page, and then I got to the second page, and all the mathematics was like, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Weird dreams. And no, I haven't been drinking, so I don't know why I'm having these odd dreams. Apparently, I think you dream a lot more when you're like more stressed and stuff, so that could be a factor. I'm not sure though. I don't really have a lot to be stressed about at the moment. Things are good. I think it's just the hay fever that's really irritating me. I think there is some stress, or at least some like I have a lot of projects that I have not touched in a while that I really want to get done, but I keep I don't know, I'm trying to figure out my schedule a little bit better. I'm trying to figure out how I navigate all these different jobs that I'm doing. Because I am doing a lot of different things. I mean, I even try to make like clips and stuff. Try to make videos for Pinterest, making pins and pinning things ahead of time, and it's working. It's actually doing a really good job for me. But then I've got my videos that I like to edit and I need to do. So I just have a lot of things going on, as well as like the drawing. The drawing is like the core of like what I do, and I feel like I haven't been doing as much of it, you know. So then there's like also stress around doing that. Okay, can we get back on topic? Okay, so yeah, I dealt with alcohol. I don't know. I'd say alcoholic tendencies, and I think there was this time when it really, I wouldn't say it got super bad, but it was like so normal to just go get alcohol and just drink after like a day of working. And it's kind of hard to talk about, which I'm realizing is it's interesting because I've been planning to do this episode for a while, but I didn't think it would be so hard to talk about, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I'll say that there was this time, I think maybe last year, where I got Sims 3 and I was playing The Sims 3. And what I would do is all day I would be looking forward to playing The Sims 3. And I would wind down the evening with two glasses of wine, red wine. If we didn't have red wine, it'd be white wine, but I think I preferred the red, to be honest. White wine's okay. Oh, and then we had a period of champagne. I love champagne. Champagne is so fun. But the problem is that you get fucked up on champagne, kind of, if you're not careful. And it was becoming really normal to drink champagne. We'd get, I don't know, we'd get like the cheapest champagne you could get. It was not like we were buying like $500 bottles of champagne every 2 weeks. Like, come on. But yeah, it kind of got to a point where it was like I was drinking a lot, and oh yeah, actually, okay, another thing about me is that I'm kind of like a hypochondriac, and I had a scare last year. It was around this time, I think. Oh wait, I feel it. No, it was March this year, May, February. No, sometime in the middle of this year. Was it this year or was it last year? Oh my god, my sense of time is so fucked because I had a scare where I thought I had breast cancer, and I think it might have been the middle of last year actually. Yeah. That checks out. Okay, it was middle last year cuz it was definitely before New Zealand. So, yeah, middle last year. I got kind of scared. I thought I had breast cancer for a moment. I had an ultrasound. Very fun, by the way. Ultrasound, very pog. It was weird, actually. It was super weird. Ugh. I mean, it wasn't weird because, like, look, I had a guy do the ultrasound, which I don't really give a fuck about, to be honest. But he ended up getting a phone call during the ultrasound, and he answered it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm with a patient right now. I can't talk." And then he hung up the phone. And he's like nodding his head, and he's like, "I knew he was gonna die." I'm sorry, what? Apparently, like, he had a patient who he did an ultrasound for their heart or something, and he could tell that something was wrong, and I think they didn't listen to him or someone didn't listen to him, and he was just like, ah. And I was like, "Are you okay? Is everything fine?" He didn't even answer me. He was just like, yeah. But then he was like telling me about, like, oh, if you had breast cancer, yada yada yada, like, things would be looking a little bit more like blah blah blah. And yeah, so at least he was like, I feel like he was doing his job fine and stuff. And I liked having it explained to me, like, oh, this is healthy tissue, and unhealthy tissue would probably look blah blah blah. So yeah, it was very odd getting an ultrasound for your boobs. Very odd, I have to say, very very odd. But yeah, anyway, so it was all fine and good. I'm good. I haven't had any scares. In fact, it actually made me feel a lot more like informed about like what to look out for when it comes to like feeling for breast cancer and stuff. And as it turns out, I just got some fucking what do they call it? Porridgey. I have porridgey boobs, I guess. I think he said porridge or something. He was like trying to be like, oh, these little like lumpy things you feel. It's just like porridge, dude. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got porridgey tits. All right, that's good to know, I guess. So yeah, porridgey boobs. Anyway, so I had a scare about it, and one night I was having my little wino, and I think I was playing The Sims, and I thought to myself, okay, I've had a scare. Not really like a super like, I don't know. It was a scare, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It was a scare for me. So I was looking up, okay, what can I do to try and like make sure I'm the healthiest I can be, or make sure I'm taking care of myself? And some of y'all can call me a dumb bitch for this, but genuinely, I always known that like alcohol is not good for you, right? I always know that alcohol is like it fucks up your gray matter in your brain. You literally lose brain cells. Like we had the whole nine yards taught to us when we were younger, and like at high school and shit. Like I remember very vividly my high school sports teacher was telling us about how if you binge drink, you can literally throw up your stomach lining and then you're like fucked forever or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's misinformation, but I don't know if it comes back. Yeah. Hold on. Can you throw up your stomach lining? There we go. I don't even know what that means. I just know it was scary. Alright. Hmm. Gastritis? That's when your stomach lining becomes inflamed. Stomach lining is a mucus layer. Oh. So maybe it can come back. Everything is just talking about gastritis. It's not actually talking about throwing up your actual lining. Yeah, drunk. Let's put drunk at the end. Alcoholic gastritis. Gnawing, burning, aching in the stomach. Okay, well, I don't know, guys. That's it actually sounds like my teacher might have lied to me. Maybe. But either way, binge drinking is not a good thing. So the takeaway from that is not that it's okay. It's that it's still terrible for you. Anyway, so yeah, I was looking it up, and there's this thing called the Peter MacCallum breast cancer thingy or something, and you take a test, and the test like basically just asks you like, what's your moderation of exercise? Like, how often do you drink alcohol? How often do you drink alcohol? I don't know if it asks about diet. It might ask about medication. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Fuck. Why don't we do it now? Breast cancer test. It's was it cancer.org? Cancer Australia. BCNA? Jump to section. Things you can do now. No, there's like a test you can do. Peter McCallum. I'm pretty sure it was Peter. Anyway, so it was so interesting because I did the test and it was so cool because it showed you a graphic of all the, like, this out of this many people will, yeah, it's called iPrevent, I think. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, so it's an introduction, it's about you, family history, and your risk. Oh yeah, another thing about me is that I don't know my family history. So I have like my um I know about like my mum's side of the family, but my dad's side of the family is unknown to me because he was adopted. So if I have like a a link to something on his side of things, I'm not gonna know. So that is also kind of like a ugh. But I also don't want to get like a DNA test because it's like, dude, have you been hearing about the DNA test drama? It's bad. Anyway, so this is called iPrevent, and it's a test. You can do a test. So, have you been diagnosed with breast cancer? No. What is your name? Meow. How old are you? How old am I? 26? Oh my god, am I 26? Damn, I thought I was older. What is your height? I think it's 152 in centimeters. And my weight? Not saying. Not telling. Alright, next. Have you ever had a breast biopsy? No. Have you ever had BRCA1 or BRCA2 gene test? Maybe I could get those done actually. Oh my god. Are you or any of you close blood relatives to Ashkenazi Jewish? No. Not as far as I'm aware. Do you know your breast density? No. Measured on a mammogram? No. How old were you when your period started? Pretty sure I was like 13. How many children have you had? 0. Current menopause, have not been through menopause. Have you ever used hormone replacement therapy? No. Alright, do you smoke? No, I do not. Do you do at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise every day? Moderate intensity? I'd say yeah, because I do yoga, and I don't know, yoga, I feel like that's not really moderate intensity, but actually some of the poses I've been doing can be pretty fucking intense. Okay, how many standard drinks of alcohol do you drink on average in a week? 0, baby. I don't drink anymore. I'm so proud of that. Man. Okay, we'll go through this and I'll talk about it some more. Alright, now I need to find out about your blood relatives. They just want to know about my family. What the hell? Does anybody... So, as far as I know, no. Nobody has... No one I know has ever had, in my family, ovarian, breast cancer. I'm trying to think. What was... I think one of my aunties did actually have a problem, but I think it might have been like endo or something. Endometriosis, maybe. Alright, no. It's not letting me go next, why? No. What if I click don't know? Why doesn't it let me go next? Now I need to find out about your blood relatives. Don't know. Oh, there is no next, maybe. Estimate risks. Wait, no, this is different to how it used to be. What the fuck? It just says your risk of developing breast cancer is about average for a woman your age. What does that mean? What does that mean? Most women in this category will never develop breast cancer, but some will. A more detailed estimate is available for options. Okay, yeah, I want to look at the risk details because they give you like some really cool graphics for it. Your risk of developing breast cancer over the next 10 years is 0.3%. That means 3 out of 1,000 women your age with the same risk of breast cancer as you will develop breast cancer in the next 10 years. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Population risk, your risk. Huh, okay. I shall show you what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Alright, so look at this. It's like that, right? And that little pink bit, that's like the group that will get breast cancer, right? And I did this over your lifetime. Yeah, and then over your lifetime it like jumps up so much. Anyway, it's called iprevent.net.au. Sure, it doesn't matter what country you use it in. I don't know. And yeah, obviously I did different results last time I did it because I was drinking and I was like, ooh, standard drinks. I think it's more than 2, maybe. I don't know. And yeah, when I did this, it showed me how many people in this group were likely to get it. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of scared the shit out of me when it came to alcohol and stuff because I started thinking like, okay, well, how bad is alcohol for you? Alcohol associated cancers or something. What is it? And you know what's so fucking annoying is that all my life cigarettes have been like heavily like, don't do them, bro, don't do them, don't even try, don't even think about it. You know, both my parents smoked the fucking house down with their fucking cigarettes and they were very like adamant, like, don't smoke. If anyone ever offers it to you, don't do it. I even had a moment in high school where I was like between friend groups and I was hanging out with this chick who she had problems. She had problems. She was sweet. She was sweet though. She had problems. And literally we're walking out of school to go like hang out locally or some shit. And because this was after school had just finished, I think. And she starts smoking and then she's like, do you want one? And in that moment, I swear to you, it was that moment where it's like, everything's led up to this point. And I was like, no. And I was like, for sure, I was like so scared that she was gonna like be like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck, cunt? You don't want to have a cigarette, you fucking pussy? And she was like, oh, okay. You know? Which makes me think, like, how crazy do you have to be like a smoker and then upset that someone else doesn't want to smoke your cigarette? Isn't that shit like super expensive? Like, why do you want people taking your expensive cigarettes? I don't get it, bro. Don't get it. Anyway, so I'm proud to say never smoked a cigarette in my life. But drinking, like cigarettes here in Australia have that like labeling of like fucked up people, like basically like ghouls. Is that dehumanizing to say? I'm sorry, they look like fucking Fallout ghouls. I'm sorry. If you smoke, you're gonna look like a ghoul from Fallout. And not the sexy kind. I know everyone was thirsting over that dude in the show. You're not gonna be sexy. It's gonna be very unsexy. You're gonna look like that, remember that mummy? The mummified mummy thing that's just like lying there? It was like an alien. And it's like, ooh. You're gonna look like that, okay? So don't smoke. Anyway. Yeah, but alcohol is so fucking normalized. There is zero infographics or information out there, really, about alcohol and how bad it is for you. And I just find that so fucking crazy. I find it fucking crazy. The only thing on alcoholic labels that you can find that's like remotely I don't know, discouraging is they'll have a symbol of like a pregnant woman drinking and be like, "No, alcohol can do lifelong risk to your baby." It's like, okay, what about the lifelong risk to me that alcohol is imparting? It's so fucking stupid. So here we go. National Cancer Institute. What is the evidence that alcohol drinking can cause cancer? Yo, here's this cancers associated with drinking alcohol: mouth cancer, throat cancer, voice box cancer, breast cancer in women. They say specifically in women, esophagus cancer, liver cancer, colon, and rectum cancer. Do you want ass cancer? Stop drinking. Simple. Alright. There is strong scientific consensus that alcohol drinking can cause several types of cancer. One, two, I think those are references. In its report on carcinogens, the National Toxicology Program of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services lists consumption of alcoholic beverages as a known human carcinogen. The evidence indicates that the more alcohol a person drinks, particularly the more a person drinks regularly over time, the higher his or her risk of developing an alcohol-associated cancer. Even those who have no more than one drink per day, and binge drinkers, those who consume 4 or more drinks, for women, and 5 or more drinks for men in one sitting, have a modestly increased risk of some cancers. Based on data from 2009, an estimated 3.5% of cancer deaths in the United States, about 19,500, were alcohol related. That was a long time ago, though. 2009? Shit. Yeah. Clear patterns have emerged between alcohol consumption and the development of the following types of cancers: head and neck cancer. Moderate to heavy alcohol consumption is associated with higher risks of certain head and neck cancers. Moderate drinkers have a 1.8-fold higher risk of oral cavity, excluding the lips, and pharynx, throat, cancers, and 1.4-fold higher risks of larynx, voice box, cancers than non-drinkers. Heavy drinkers have a 5-fold higher risk of oral pharynx cancers and 2.6-fold higher larynx cancers. That's a lot of words. So the risks of these cancers are substantially higher among persons who consume this amount of alcohol and also use tobacco. So I suppose if you're not smoking tobacco, like cigarettes and shit, it's a little bit better, but still doing some damage there. Hello, Bubbles. Okay, I don't want to read all the rest of the stuff, but there's esophageal cancer, liver cancer, breast cancer. Epidemiologic studies have consistently found an increased risk of breast cancer with increasing alcohol intake. Pooled data from 118 individual studies indicates that light drinkers have a slightly increased 1.04-fold higher risk of breast cancer compared to non-drinkers. The risk is greater in moderate drinkers, 1.23-fold higher, and heavy drinkers, 1.6-fold higher. The analysis of prospective data for 88,000 women participating in 2 US cohort studies concluded that for women who have never smoked, light to moderate drinking was associated with a 1.13-fold increased risk of alcohol-related cancers, mostly breast cancer. Alright. Okay, so I don't like that, like, saying 1 point blah 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 fold. To me, that doesn't really say a lot. I don't know if that's, like, that significant. But I feel like, to me, the fact that it's just, like, it's a... Let's be real, alcohol is expensive, one. The good stuff is usually expensive. So, the cost already for me is, like, that fucking sucks. And then second, the fact that it does contribute to all these different cancers, even if it's like, I don't know, 1.4 fold higher than someone who doesn't, it's, what does that mean? What does that mean? What? Should I ask ChatGPT, or is that dumb? What does 1 fold higher mean? Fold change. Fold change is a measure describing how much a quantity changes between an original and a subsequent measurement. It is defined as the ratio between two quantities. For quantities A and B, the fold change of B with respect to A is BA. In other words, a change from 30 to 60 is defined as a fold change of 2. This is also referred to as a 1-fold increase. Whoa. So half worse. It's like 30 to 60. Wait, no, it's like 30. Huh? Sorry, I'm a dumb bitch. What is a 100% increase the same amount as a 2-fold increase? 100% increase is the same as a 2-fold increase. So, when we go back here, we had some of that almost. Okay, so if we say 2-fold higher is a 100% increase of risk, then guys, heavy drinkers have a 5-fold higher risk of oral cavity and pharynx cancers, and 2.6-fold higher risks of larynx cancers. Guys, that's like 260% chance higher than if you weren't doing it. Isn't that insane? Isn't that fucking crazy? And no one talks about this. I'm assuming because a lot of people, maybe it's just obvious, or what it probably more likely is that we just want to be ignorant to it. We want to be oblivious, because look, drinking's fun. Drinking can be nice, but guys, it's so bad for you. Sorry, this is like making it harder to look down. Alright, okay, so that's talking about like all the ways that it kind of like fucks you up. How does the combination of alcohol and tobacco affect cancer risk? People who use both alcohol and tobacco have much greater risks of developing cancers of the oral cavity. Okay, it's listing all this shit again. Than the people who use either alcohol or tobacco alone. So you gotta pick one. If you're gonna do one, pick one. Don't do both. In fact, for oral and pharyngeal cancers, the risk associated with using both alcohol and tobacco are multiplicative. That is, they are greater than would be expected from adding the individual risks associated with alcohol and tobacco together. They're multiplicative? Ooh. Holy shit. Can people's genes affect their risk of alcohol-related cancer? A person's risk of alcohol-related cancer is influenced by their genes. Specifically, the genes that encode enzymes involved in metabolizing alcohol. Oh, sorry, I'm getting out of breath. For example, one way the body metabolizes alcohol is through the activity of an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, or ADH. Which converts ethanol into the carcinogenic metabolite acetaldehyde, mainly in the liver. Recent evidence suggests that acetaldehyde production also occurs in the oral cavity and may be influenced by factors such as the oral microbiome. Yeah, because you have a microbiome in your mouth. Did you know that? I said that like so bitchy. Did you know that? All right. Let's see. Many individuals of East Asian descent carry a version for the gene for ADH that codes for a superactive form of the enzyme. This superactive ADH enzyme speeds the conversion of alcohol ethanol to toxic acetaldehyde. Among people of Japanese descent, those who have this form of ADH have a higher risk of pancreatic cancer than those with the more common form of ADH. Whoa, I didn't know that. Oh my god, it's a race thing too? Holy shit. Alcohol is a racist. Another enzyme called aldehyde dehydrogenase 2, ALDH2, metabolizes toxic acetaldehyde to non-toxic substances. Some people, particularly those of East Asian descent, carry a variant for the gene for ALDH2 that encodes a defective form of the enzyme. In people who produce the defective enzyme, acetaldehyde builds up when they drink alcohol. The accumulation of acetaldehyde has such unpleasant effects, including facial flushing and heart palpitations. Most people who've inherited ALDH2 variant are unable to consume large amounts of alcohol and therefore have a low risk of developing alcohol-related cancers. Oh, okay. For a second there, it was like in the first half, I was like, this sounds bad. But okay, because you can't drink as much, so you're not drinking as much, I guess. Pog. If you're someone who is from East Asian descent and you get the facial flushes and you're always sad that you can't drink that much, might be a good thing, actually. It might be a good thing. So I'm just watching my cats be like total freaks. Okay. Oh, this is another one I want to touch on. Can drinking red wine help prevent cancer? I'm going to tell you right now, no. But we'll let this. The plant secondary compound resveratrol, found in grapes, used to make red wine and some other plants, has been investigated for many possible health effects, including cancer prevention. However, researchers have found no association between moderate consumption of red wine and the risk of developing prostate cancer or colorectal cancer. Basically, what I remember reading ages ago is that if you're trying to get like the health benefits of like red wine, you'd have to drink so much of it that it would just be like, oh, sorry, my cat freaked me out. You'd have to drink so much of it. It's just like to the point where it's just negligible, right? Okay, what happens to cancer risk after a person stops drinking alcohol? Most of the studies that have examined whether cancer risk declines after a person stops drinking alcohol have focused on head and neck cancers and esophageal cancer. In general, these studies have found that stopping alcohol consumption is not associated with immediate reductions in cancer risk. The cancer risks eventually decline, although it may take years for the risks of cancer to return to those of never drinkers. For example, ex-drinkers still had higher risks of oral cavity and pharyngeal cancers than never drinkers, even 16 years after they stopped drinking alcohol, although it was lower than before when they stopped drinking. One study estimated that it would take more than 35 years for the higher risks of laryngeal and pharyngeal cancers associated with alcohol's consumption to decrease the level of never drinkers. Wow. Well, nice way to end that note on basically, hey, if you quit, it's gonna take like 35 years for it to go back to never drinking levels. Sick, thanks. I feel really encouraged after that. Really encouraged after that. Okay. Well, let's look up benefits of quitting. Benefits of not chia seeds of quitting. I wrote quitting cancer. Oh my god. I'm quitting cancer, y'all. Quitting alcohol. And look, there's so many benefits. Like, today I'm on a crusade, guys. I'm on a motherfucking crusade, guys. Look, even if it takes like years for those pharyngeal and laryngeal cancers, I feel like pharyngeal and laryngeal cancers aren't that common to begin with. That's like one of the cancers you don't really hear about that much, I feel. But okay. We're on Healthline at the moment. I love Healthline. I personally believe Healthline is very good. Some people say it's not, but I like Healthline. Okay, so The current dietary guidelines for Americans recommend that alcohol should be consumed in moderation, up to 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. Now, another thing that I read, let's go off topic for a second, is that there is no like beneficial or like safe amount of alcohol to drink. Um, all of it's bad, but the problem is doctors realize that like people enjoy drinking alcohol, so they do say 2 standard drinks a week. A week. That's 2 standard drinks a week, mate. That is a level that doctors feel comfortable with you drinking. And like I know people are gonna be like, I don't care what I don't care what doctors have to say. And like that's your right, I guess. But for me personally, when I heard that, I was like, this is bad. And you know what? Another thing that I noticed. Hold on, a little side note here. I noticed that all the old people who are like really healthy, all the old people who like get around fine, who are still all up there in their noggin, they don't drink. They don't drink. But then you hear like about like Queen Elizabeth and how she like had a fucking gin and tonic every morning. Do you guys think that's real? Do you think that she was like lying? I feel like she was lying, you know? Because I also feel as though it makes her more, or it made her more relatable to be like, I wake up. Sorry, excuse me. Oh no, what does Queen Elizabeth sound like? Every morning I wake up and I have my gin and tonic, and then I get on with my day, and then I have another gin and tonic. Hold the lemon, hold the lime, right on the rocks. A stiff drink of gin and tonic, and then I'm right as rain. I don't think she was doing that. I'm gonna be real. I don't think so. I think she was just saying that shit to make people feel better. Because, you know, the royalty is all about, being relatable, yo. Alright, what is this? So yeah, they're talking about alcohol consumption's linked to head, neck, esophagus, liver, breast, colon, rectum cancers. The benefits of quitting can vary from person to person, depending on how much of a change from their baseline behavior it is. Okay. Um, Someone who drinks minimally but abstains from alcohol for a month might feel a sense of control over their health or feel a sense of accomplishment from achieving a set goal. Meanwhile, others who drink heavily might notice more pronounced physiological effects, such as more mental clarity, better sleep, weight loss, and feeling the detox sensation. You know what I feel? I do feel the mental clarity thing very well, actually. Hey, that's my coffee. That's my coffee, babe. Like, yeah. Since I stopped drinking and, you know, smoking the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying with my eyebrows? I can't do that right now. Um, yeah. Ever since I stopped doing those things, I have been like boom, 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 so on top of like everything, so on top of everything. So I just feel like more inspired. I feel more like, because another problem I had with the drinking is that I would start drinking in the evening and then I'd think, "Oh, I want to play some ranked on League, but I'm like kind of fucked up right now and I don't want to do that, you know? I don't have fun when I play League and I've been drinking, and it's just like because you just end up making like the stupidest mistakes and you fucking like end up hating the game because you're playing like an idiot, but like you only have yourself to blame for playing like an idiot. So like immediately that's one of my favorite things at the time, out the window. Then I'd be like, "Oh, I feel like drawing." Have you ever tried drawing when you're drunk? It's not fun. So the drawing's out the fucking window. So what do you do? What do you do? Scroll TikTok? And then you end up feeling like a piece of shit because you're just scrolling TikTok. Like it's your whole evening just gone. It's the whole evening just gone. Like I'm sure it's fine if you're like some dude who likes to just watch, I don't know, cricket on the TV, and that's all you're gonna do for the rest of the evening. But I'm I'm young. I have things I want to do. I have things I want to achieve. I have games I want to play, and I can't do it if I'm fucking drunk. Whatever, skill issue, I guess. Yeah, so I definitely felt that, and like better sleep. My sleep is better than ever, even though I have been sleeping in a lot this week and during the weekend. I think it's because my hay fever, but I'm not sure. Okay, okay, so Dr. Das Gupta said for social moderate drinkers, participating in a month break won't make much of a difference for your body, but those who exceed recommendations of the dietary guidelines, so if you drink more than 2 standard drinks a day if you're a guy, this will benefit you. If you drink more than 1 standard drink a day as a woman, this will benefit you. That's I'm guaranteeing you most people who are drinkers drink more than 1 standard or 2 standard drinks. If you're a dude, it's higher because every guy I know has to drink like way more to get like any effect. And for me, I drink like 2 standard drinks maybe. If I want to really have like a fucked up moment though, it's like 3. It's like 3 standard drinks or something. Okay. Yeah, so studies show that even if you drink in excess once a month, it increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Yeah, stroke is another one that kind of fucking scares me too. Hello. I'm also scared of strokes. I'm telling you guys, I'm a hypochondriac, so this shit's like right up my alley. um yeah, actually, and speaking about the stroke stuff, my mum's basically my grandma on my mum's side, she died of a stroke, I believe. So that's another thing for me is that, well, if she died from a stroke, even though she was a smoker and a drinker, I could have some form of thing that makes me more likely to have it, right? So when I don't drink, I'm like actively treating myself better. I don't know. It makes sense to me, right? So that's one of those things that I'm aware of. And even though my dad was adopted, um I was able to read all of the all of the caseworkers' notes about his case when he was a child, and his parents his parents drank a lot. So I'm gonna go on a whim and say that drinking is probably not good for me. Like, at least if we're talking about like a historical genetic factor, I think alcoholism is like, it runs in the family. That's bad. Alright, repair liver damage. Cirrhosis of the liver, severe scarring of the liver, can occur over time in those who drink excessively. It doesn't happen in a day, but for anyone who drinks in excess, which is again more than 2 drinks a day for men and 1 day for a woman. So if you're a woman having more than 2 standard drinks a day, you're actually scarring your liver. Do you ever think about that? I never thought about that. I never even thought that was like a thing. I thought it was for like much, much, much heavy drinking. Hello, Bella. Is anyone's mind getting blown right now? Because mine sure is. No one talked about this. Alright. That's why we're here. We're talking about it today. Decrease the risk of heart disease. Alcohol is metabolized by the liver, as we know. Okay, we already talked about okay, what is this? Yeah, they're talking about dehydrogenase. However, when you drink in excess, the enzyme gets saturated and is metabolized by a different enzyme. Produces a lot of free radicals, which is known to oxidize as bad cholesterol. Oh. And when LDL is oxidized, it deposits in the carotid arteries, forming blockages. Yeah, do you want to know a good way to lower your cholesterol is eat grapes. Like green grapes. It might not matter what color grapes they are, but grapes are good for cholesterol. Maybe that's why people think red wine is gonna like cure them of like leprosy or something. Okay, no fucking way. Wait, I'm reading this. Hold on. Drinking 1 or 2 glasses of wine once or twice a week has some health benefits, especially for men over 40. I don't believe that. Still, newer research from 2023 suggests that no amount of alcohol is protective against all-cause mortality. Guys, I might not like Healthline anymore. Okay, I actually think for the for men thing, wait, what? But for women, you can get those benefits anytime. It's not age dependent. Bro, what the fuck are you saying? Okay, now we have to read something else about this. Okay. Is red wine good for you? Because I am of the opinion that it's not. Okay, BBC. 2024. Apple.com. WebMD. Are there health benefits drinking wet wine? Wet wine? Like, I get that grapes are great for you. They have antioxidants and stuff, but okay. Yeah, so I know that it has antioxidants and shit, but it's like, there's no shot y'all are saying drink alcohol. It's saying the antioxidants in red wine could lower blood pressure in a few studies of people with slightly elevated blood pressure. Red wine extracted red wine extract lowered readings. Both systolic and diastolic pressure improved. Couldn't you just eat grapes though? Like, come on. Heart health. Although more research is needed, some studies show that red wine is good for heart health because it helps reduce the risk of plaque buildup in the arteries. Okay, but it's not, there hasn't been enough info on that yet, so I wouldn't go running to the store for red wine anytime soon. Resveratrol is a polyphenol in red wine. I was about to say red wine again. I'm not doing that on purpose, but I will be now. It has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties and may reduce the risk of cancer by discouraging cancer cell growth, although more human studies are needed to confirm this effect. Okay, reduced risk of Alzheimer's. Polyphenols, which research shows that drinking in moderation could reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia versus no alcohol intake. However, we need more research on this. Lower risk of diabetes. A large study of current drinkers showed that a moderate intake of alcohol, especially wine with meals, could reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. The result was not the same for heavy drinking or drinking alcohol without a meal. Talk to your doctor about the benefits and risks of moderate drinking. Alright, apparently 10% of the population is at risk of an allergic reaction to wine. Pregnancy concerns, alcoholic gout, liver damage, unwanted weight gain, dependence. Okay. I really don't think that any of these purported benefits, and most of the benefits that they're listing, don't even have enough fucking research to even confirm that this is like a confirmed W. So don't come at me with this, red wine's good for you, red wine's good for you. I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it. Okay. Oh yeah, some other racial and ethnic groups may face greater health risks with alcohol. For instance, research conducted on a relationship between genetics and alcohol misuse. People of Chinese and Indian descent do not benefit from drinking alcohol due to a genetic reason that isn't fully understood. Wow, okay. For anyone concerned about heart health, the Dasgupta recommended decreasing alcohol intake and increasing physical activity, which also raises good cholesterol. Okay, well, yeah, okay, everything here is pretty much all stuff that we talked about. Look, if you're an alcoholic and you're looking to quit, talk to a doctor. They have a lot of cool things that they can do these days to help you quit alcohol. You got to do it safely. Look, what I'm gonna say is like, I don't know. Do you? I don't know, man. It's tough because it's like, I know a lot of people have to cope with the day-to-day life that you have, and a lot of the time alcohol really is just like a fucking pog escape from like life in general. So I totally get that. Um I guess another thing I'd like to talk about is, like what actually really like inspired me to keep going with quitting alcohol is I started playing Stardew Valley again, I think sometime last year. Or maybe it was the beginning of this year. I don't remember. But I discovered this podcast called Best Friends, and I was like binging it the entire time I was playing Stardew Valley. And yeah, when I started playing Stardew Valley again, it was when I'd really, really made the effort to quit drinking. And I replaced one addiction with another in a sense. I'd get up really early to play Stardew Valley, and at night, when I wanted to drink, I would just play Stardew Valley and listen to Bad Friends. And I don't know anything about like Bobby Lee or Andrew Santino, but I would say Bobby Lee is like one of the main reasons why I kept up with my quitting of alcohol, because I was watching the podcast and I was just like listening about all these stories Bobby was like talking about, and how like crazy his life was, and how sobriety like he did some crazy stuff when he was like fucked up, and sobriety really like saved him. And I don't want to be a person who's all like, "Hey yo, let's preach sobriety, bro," but I feel like it's important to talk about like what I'm doing. And I think, when I was even telling my friends about the breast cancer stuff, they were all really shocked to hear that. Like, they were like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I love drinking. And so I think there are some things you can do, like dietary wise, if you're drinking. Like, I think there was something about, like, look, if you're going to drink, make sure that you're at least not drinking on an empty stomach. That's a really important thing. I think eggs are also really good because I don't remember what they have, but I think eggs are just really good if you're drinking or like post a drinking sesh. Post drinking, eggs are good or something. Anyway, obviously I'm not a doctor. I'm not like a medical professional, but you want to find a way to like balance it out. And for me personally, it's just easier to just like easier. It's better to just not do it at all, because now when I drink, I or like if I drink, all I think about is just like this is terrible for me and I don't want to do it. But I feel like these days I'm more of like a social drinker. So if I don't know, but it also depends on like the level of social it is. Like if it's just me hanging out with some people I don't really know, I'd probably prefer not to drink, because then it's just like it's like a token. I want to save it for like a time where it's like really right, you know? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's like the bottom line, I reckon, is that cutting out alcohol for 30 days can have its benefits for those who drink more than the recommended. But I mean, even if you're not drinking more than the recommended, it's still going to have benefits for you, because drinking at all is not good for you. Um, like seriously, who the fuck is out here drinking one standard drink a day and being like, "Yep, I'm stopping there." Like no one's doing it. Fuck this wig. Fuck, it's 12 already. Holy shit. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about me and oh, actually, there was a couple other things I want to talk about why I'm quitting alcohol, why I have. Another thing about that is that I want to have kids someday. I want to have kids, and I recognize that, you know, if I were actively drinking and smoking the Zaza, and then I suddenly got, preggers and stuff, I'd feel pretty bad about that, if I'm being honest. And I think it's better for your body if you're like planning on like getting preggers. It's a good idea to like stop these bad habits at least like years in advance, because like the studies were saying, it takes years and years for your body to really get the health benefits of like never drinking standards. So that's like one thing I guess that I think about is that I want to make sure that I'm healthy, and I don't want to be a parent that like drinks. I don't want to be an alcoholic parent. I feel like people who've experienced that know that that's like a actually, some people experience it and do it themselves, so it's not everyone, but I'm the kind of person that's like, I know what that's like, and I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to another person, you know? I don't want to raise someone in an environment where they don't feel like they can trust their parent because they're drinking. How lame is that? So, I guess in another sense, what inspires me or what like keeps me motivated is just knowing that it's just better for me to do this, and having replacements for the alcohol is also a really good thing for me too. That helped me a lot when it came to like cravings and stuff because um I love Coca-Cola. I was going to say I love Coke. Love Coke, love fentanyl. I love Coke. And so what I do is I make sure I have a bottle of Coke in the fridge. And look, don't even get on my ass about like Coke and like health problems. Okay, don't even get on my ass about that. Okay, just don't. Okay. And I take out my really big balloon wine glass and I pour my Coke in there. I swish it around and I drink out of that. That makes me feel good. Okay. I have like one glass of that. Okay, like don't even. All right. So yeah, that was my episode. So rowdy. About not drinking, and also about Two Girls One Cup being 9/11. So I hope that you could find this to be helpful, or maybe it was super unhelpful. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. And yeah, like, do what you gotta do. I understand. I'm not trying to make anyone feel like they have to quit or be like me. I also don't look down on people who drink. All my roommates drink. I don't really care about like what other people do, but it's also a do what you will with this information. And I feel like I've tried my best to give all the facts. Bella, that's a candle. Bella, it's a candle, babe. I have to feed my cats. They're really hungry. So I'm gonna go, but I just want you to know that. What do I want you to know? I don't drink anymore, and I feel fantastic. My mental health is really good now. Oh yeah, that was another thing about drinking is that I drink and then I just end up feeling sad. I'd be like playing The Sims sad, thinking, what am I doing with my life? My life fucking sucks. Oh god. Get out of my room. My life sucks. And yeah, I really can't put into words how much better it's been just not drinking. It's been so much better for my finances too. Drinking is really expensive. And yeah. And look, I'll still have like a drink if I go out and do something special. But it feels good to know that like I don't do like the casual drinking anymore. Or like casual at home by myself drinking. Which is really like why do you need to do that? Why do you need to do that? And you could say that maybe therapy also helped a lot with quitting alcohol because I was actually like talking about my feelings and getting to the root of a lot of problems. And these days if I have problems, I just write it down in my diary and it makes me feel better. It really does. And I have a lot of really great coping mechanisms from that I learned from therapy, and there's a lot of pluses to quitting. I know a lot of people will miss the effects of it, like the social lubrication from it, but it really you really can't beat like just like the clarity that you have, you know? And oh, there was another thing too. Man, there's so many things to talk about it. So hold on, I'm not ending yet. Um when I got back from New Zealand, Caleb's mother was looking after our cats, and our cats require like medication like every night with their wet food. And look, I'm not gonna lie, it can be really hard doing the wet food and the medication every single night. And up until then, when I got back from New Zealand and saw just like how she had done so much to clean up the house, the cats all were like super healthy, super good, and you could tell that the medication was all like used up because she'd actually been like doing it every single night for the cats. And seeing that and seeing the way that she was with our animals really made me feel like, oh shit, like this is a person who like doesn't make excuses, actually like gets the job done, and like I can trust that she's doing it. And I've never had like a positive female role model in my life. And I think for me, seeing how she doesn't really drink. She says no, you know. Um yeah, she's not like a big drinker, and she just gets stuff done, right? And seeing that made me feel really like, whoa, I have never seen this before. I've literally never seen an adult woman who, or like a motherly figure who does that. That's crazy. That was crazy to me. So after seeing that, I felt so inspired that I was like, well, the one thing that she does that I no one else I've seen does is that she doesn't drink. And like you must have so much energy. Like I was literally thinking to myself, where does she get all the energy to do all this from? Because I I never have energy to do this. Like even when feeding the cats, it's like you have your days where it's like you're just getting wet food. I can't be bothered giving you the oral, the teeth powder, the medication, Moochie's arthritis medication, which is actually really easy to give to him now. You just give him the pill and he just eats it. um yeah, so like after that I was like, I'm not drinking. Like I'm done with it. I'm done. Cuz I was drinking in New Zealand for sure. Yeah. And so yeah, I think another cool thing about that is just having like positive role models, people that you can look up to who inspire you to be better than whatever the fuck you're doing. I think that was a really powerful moment for me because I imagine this, you never seen anyone ever operate like that before, and then the moment you do see someone like who doesn't drink, who has their shit together, who is like very responsible, it's quite it's quite crazy. It's like a really crazy wake up call, I guess. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I want to say that my cats get their medication every night now. They get fed really well. I'm on top of it always because I don't drink. And I think it's important to list the benefits of it because that article being like, hey, you'd have to wait like 50 billion years until you got like zero fucking alcoholic tendencies, blah, blah, blah. That's stupid. That's respectfully, that is stupid. All right. I'm going to leave you there with that message. I hope it helps. Also, it was nice to talk about something that I've been going through. So, awesome. Good stuff. I hope you enjoyed the costume because I'm ripping this off. Like, look at that. That is some major fucking irritation. I can just feel it. Okay. All right. I will see you next week. Thank you for catching up with me, and let's do it again next week, guys. Let's do it again next week. All right. Goodbye.